Yo, what is going on, everyone? My name is Nick, or The Notorious Fantasy, and today we are going to be talking about day 3 of free agency. I'm joined here with Tyler Moss and Danny McKinnon, and we're going to get quite hot and spicy up in here, talking some hot and fire takes about free agency. You guys got anything here before we get into it?
Just ready to fucking roll.
Ready to fucking roll, as Stu Feiner would say.
Boys.
Okay, so the first guy on the agenda here is Big Dick 9-inch Nick Foles. Jacksonville trades him to Chicago for a 4th-round pick, which gives the Jacksonville Jaguars 12 whole picks in the draft, and he joins coaches like Nagy, who know him quite well because they have coached him before. Quick thoughts first to Danny.
Are they just waggling the schmeat out of Jacksonville, heading over to the fucking big Chicago? I mean, got some nice deep dish pizza for a deep guy right there. You know, that's a nice fit. I like that. I mean, I don't understand the point that they actually had to give up draft assets to acquire that contract, though. So, I mean, I don't know. Anything's better than Trubisky, but at the same time, like, you could do much better than Nick Foles as a pure talent at quarterback. But at least he's got the schmeat. I mean,
that's facts. Deep dish for the deep dickin'. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah, bro. That's how we roll.
Yeah, but it's
press for Chicago fans. Like, this is, I feel so bad. Like, they don't deserve this kind of cruelty. They go from shit to like the guy that picks up shit. Like, there's no improvement. There's
Super Bowl.
The improvement is so slight. Who gives a fuck? It make the Bears the Eagles, and it'll actually matter. Like, this is a joke. Like, we were saying Newton last night, and we're like, this actually could make them, like, a better team.
Yeah, at least Newton's a good quarterback.
Like, if you're a Bears fan, I feel like at this point, the only thing that can sexually turn you on is punching yourself in the cock. Like, my God, dude, what a joke.
I mean, last year when frickin' Foles came back, he made the Buccaneers defense look like the 0-2 Bucks.
What's so funny is that people are thinking like, oh, maybe Trubisky has a chance to be the starter. He has no fucking chance. Nick Foles is going to walk in there, slap his cock straight on Nagy's table, and assert dominance. He's going to be the starting quarterback. Like Cam Newton, all these Cam Newton people, they're crying about Cam Newton. They're thinking that Cam Newton – I still don't think Cam Newton is all that good, all that much better than Big Dick Nick, if I'm being honest with you. But – Cam Newton has gotten fucked over, though. That is still something that we need to solidify here. He got bent over the table. They're going to use Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater's also not that good. I know we talked about this.
He sucks.
So Teddy B sucks. 3 years, what was it, $60 million, something crazy like that? That dude is worth nothing. He's worth a used condom. Buddy is a backup quarterback. Everyone knows that. So anything else here on Big Dick Nick?
He's not even worth a Nick-sized condom at this point. Let's be honest here.
I honestly think it's so funny how everyone still thinks that the Jags are gonna draft a quarterback. I don't think so. I think that it's Gardner Minshew.
Minshew mania. Minshew fucking mania. I mean, you watched what he did last year with what he had. I mean, that guy's gonna be. I want to see what happens this year because I mean he showed a lot last year. So
they're so bad. I think they'll just get a quarterback next year, which I don't think is a bad move. Hey, they get a top 2 pick. They can either get T-Law or they can get my boy Justin Fields, who honestly I think is better. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in another video, though.
Oh, you're talking about 2021. Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking about this year. I was going to say, oh, buddy, you got to let my boy Minshew. You got to let the mustache just fucking roll.
Give him a shot.
Honestly.
Fucking why not?
Minshew is much better than like fucking – I think Minshew might be better than Foles, to be honest with you. White Claw season, no sponsor though, no free ads for White Claw. But do you guys think who do you think Jacksonville drafts then with all these like a million picks if they don't draft a quarterback?
Defense, dear Christ, please.
Isaiah Simmons at 9 if he's there, it has to be a fucking guarantee. And they're hoping and praying CJ Anderson makes it to them at 20, but I just
Isaiah Simmons is at 9. Oh my gosh, teams will be begging to trade him.
I was looking at a mock draft today where they took CeeDee Lamb at 9 and like Isaiah Simmons fell to 16 or something. I commented on Twitter. I'm like, it's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. Like,
how does that even make sense? He gets mocked in like pick 7 in a lot of drafts. Or, like above that, it makes no fucking sense.
I was like reading it on Twitter. I'm like, that is the most unrealistic shit I've ever seen. Like, and they had like Dallas taking like Christian Fulton over Javon Kinlaw, and I was just like crying in the corner. I'm like, no, no thanks.
Yeah, no thanks for that. So you guys got anything else on Big Dick Nick, or are we moving on here?
Oh, we're good.
Guy's a living legend.
He is a living legend, though. Super Bowl MVP. So the next guy to talk about here is Desmond Trufant, cornerback going from Atlanta to Detroit. 2 years, $21 million. First, we'll go to Tyler this time.
Yeah, big contract here. I mean, I don't really get it from a veteran standpoint of Desmond Trufant, why he wants to go die on the lines, but, and enjoy your death, I guess. I mean, that team's not going anywhere. I don't really completely understand the move, but I understand they need corner, but their team's just, it's falling apart. And Patricia's going to be on his way out, which is unfortunate for him, but who gives a fuck outside of his family and all the people that depend on him for support. But
yeah, like all the fucking pencil manufacturers, because that motherfucker always has one in his ear. They're going to go out of business.
He's the only one that uses actual wood pencils. This guy's a joke. No, but seriously, I don't really get it on Trufant's side. I mean, you're a free agent. Like, why would you pick a team as a veteran player that is not going anywhere but down? Like, that just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Makes no sense. You got anything on this, Danny?
Of course, man. I'm looking at the deal specifically. It boggles my mind that like he signed for more than Chris Harris Jr. on like the same amount of term. He signed for 2 years, $21 million, while Chris Harris Jr. signed for 2 years, $20 million with the Chargers. By the way, the Chargers we'll get into it later, but Chargers have by far the best secondary in the NFL, and it's not even close at this point. Have you guys
buddy, have you heard of the Dolphins, buddy?
I mean, I don't get the move from Trufant's perspective. I mean, he definitely got paid to be in Detroit, and like they're gonna get rid of Darius Slay, so he's gonna be the number one guy there. But there's probably been so many contenders that were gonna ask him to join. Like my team specifically. I mean, Cowboys lost Byron Jones to the Dolphins for 16.5 annually. Getting a guy like Trufant at about 10 per year while still being able to keep your your draft pick compensation for compensatory picks next year. Like, I don't understand, like, the certain formula, but I know that if they were able to sign a guy to replace Byron Jones within $12 million, they'd be able to get their comp pick next year. Mm-hmm. And that would have fit into the budget. So I don't understand why Dallas wasn't making a bigger push to try to get a veteran guy because, let's be honest here, like, you guys aren't even a fan of the team. We can see that they need secondary flat out. We can't just rock into the season with Cheeto Uzie, Jordan Lewis, and Anthony Brown as our three starting corners.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what the fuck Detroit. Why would Detroit even want him though? Like,
I don't get it.
Dude, the dude's like, I don't know if this is just something in my head, but this guy's like a walking injury tent as well. This guy's always hurt.
He's talented when he plays, but I mean, see, that's why like I would have wanted like Dallas to be able to give him like 2 years, 21 with like low guarantees. So like that way, like if he does get hurt or if he does underperform, you're not locked into him long term. But at the same time, he has the upside to be a good, like, top 20 corner, which is really all you need. And, yeah. I mean, we just lost Byron Jones, so, like, we desperately need – like, I still think we desperately need to add at least one or two pieces in our secondary so that we don't have to draft them early. Because, like, when you go into the draft with huge needs, it takes the whole philosophy of best player available and it throws it out the door. Because, like, you know, okay, well, I got to fill this need. That's why my philosophy is you got to fill your needs throughout the free agency period and then drop best player available because those young, talented pieces are going to be the ones that provide the most value to you because they're going to be the future all-pros who are on rookie deals that you get cheap labor from. So, I mean, I don't know what Dallas has really been doing, to be honest. But
yeah, well, they're not paying Dak Prescott. That's what it seems like. They're not paying the best player.
Joke.
Yeah, they're a bunch of bums. But
I mean, y'all heard my fucking rant on Dak earlier. Like, just a fucking poverty franchise at this point. You can't pay your fucking top 10, 26-year-old franchise quarterback the money he deserves. You're a fucking joke.
Yeah, no, you could pay Zeke so we can go to Cabo.
Oh, God. 6 years, $90 million makes me want to fucking throw up. Basically, we're paying Zeke $15 million a year when we could have had Byron for 16.5. Like, it's just...
Speaking of overpaid running backs, we're going to pivot down here a bit more to Todd Gurley potentially going to the Bucs. Now, what he needs to go to is a doctor. That man's knee is fucked up. I don't understand this move at all. Going to the Buccaneers. What is Tom Brady doesn't want anything to do with fucking – actually, he likes guys with fucked up knees because he's had Sony Michel on the team for 2 fucking years. So this makes sense a bit, I guess. But what do you guys think about Gurley? Is he a bum still?
I mean, I'll add to that. Like, he's not a bum, but he's clearly not the player he used to be. And, like, that knee alone – and that contract, like you put those two together, there's no chance in hell I'm even remotely thinking about not only like even if they were to send me like a 3rd round pick to take on his contract, unless I'm fucking Bill O'Brien, which I'm not a fucking dumbass. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking 3rd round. It's sent to me, sorry, to take on the contract. at the end of the day here, I mean, I know you don't like him, Tyler, but I just think like a guy like Clyde Edwards-Helaire in that offense would be the perfect fit. Because I think of it, I mean, what does Brady love? Brady loves feeding his running backs out of the backfield. He had James White in New England. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is by far the best receiving back in this class, and he's a talented in between the tackled runners. So I mean, I think it's a good fit there. I mean, you get cheap service from your running back. You have two high, like Chris Godwin's going to get his money soon. Let's be honest here. By the way, what is this hype about Antonio Brown going to the Bucs now? Like people are saying, oh yeah, if Antonio Brown goes to the Bucs, Chris Godwin is going to get kicked out of the slot. Like no. Bruce Arians specifically got rid of Adam Humphries last year because he wants his slot receivers to be able to block. You're going to shove fucking Antonio Brown in the slot? Not a chance. He can't block shit.
I know. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
If they brought in Antonio Brown, it would be as a wide out. Sorry, I kind of burped between that because of the White Claw. But, these people on Twitter are like, oh, Chris Godwin's taking major fucking stocks down. Like, not a chance. His role is going to stay the same. And be honest here, do you really trust that head case to last 3 games on the Bucs? Like, I don't understand Twitter because as soon as this tiny rumor goes out, people overanalyze it to shit. But it's good for Dynasty because you could take advantage of these fucking idiots right off the bat. Say, oh yeah, you know what? If Chris Godwin stocks are going down, just send him over this way. I'll give you a fucking 104 for him. Like, people are. We'll get into that another time, but basically that's all I had to say on that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even understand anyone who thinks that Antonio Brown going there, like, it obviously helps the team in real life, but who the fuck really thinks that Godwin is going to be, like, that bad, like, when that happens? Like, if anyone, it would hurt Evans, I think, but it would help Godwin.
Because people just assume he's going to be the slot receiver, but Bruce Arians specifically needs his slot to be able to block. That's why he got rid of his tiny little Adam Humphries, who basically are like fucking Julian Edelman last year. He's like, you know what? Let me get a bigger guy like Godwin, shove him in the slot, be able to run some whams with him. I mean, I'm set.
Yeah, well, what's funny is the fact that, I don't know if you guys follow ESPN, but on ESPN's Instagram, they post this picture. It's like, oh, look, it's Brady. It's fucking Brady, Godwin, Evans. Look at these gods. It's like 3 gods. And then
Jones.
they put Rojo. Why the fuck is Rojo up there? Rojo is a garbage can. I mean, unless you're the fantasy football counselor, man.
Yeah.
He's garbage. Shout out to the counselor, but that is just embarrassing. Shout out bald guy, but you guys got anything else to say here about him, or can we go back?
Nothing specifically, man.
Yeah, I wanted to.
It's just a joke of a rumor. Here, go for it, Tyler. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. I just wanted to talk about Gurley. Like, what the who's like a true? I don't know. I can't say a player that has a bigger truther following that's so dedicated into blowing this guy. I mean, these people love Todd Gurley. I don't really get this giant figure that they've built him up to be because he's not that good anymore.
People get latched onto the past. That's the problem. Like the same thing with DJ. Like, oh, the Texans were able to fucking get DJ in a 2nd-round pick for Hopkins. Like, Bill O'Brien's probably looking at, oh God, 2016, he was the RB1. He caught 90 passes, and you almost went 1,000. That's the running back I want to lead my team.
I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly think that besides him, the biggest cult following of people just sucking a guy off who's garbage is Odell Beckham. On Twitter, you'll still see people thinking that Odell is going to become good. Odell's a fucking bum, buddy. Odell is a bum.
He's a talent, but he's a fucking head case. So
for sure.
I mean, like people are always going to latch onto upside, and that's the problem because people don't understand. Like, circumstance has everything to do with the player's production. Look at last year. Like, if you couldn't tell, like, oh, Freddie Kitchens had 3-4 decent games at the end of 2018 that suggested they'd be good. You're really gonna trust fucking Freddie Kitchens, who's all his life has been a fucking offensive line coach, and he was a backup quarterback on Alabama in 1996. Like, give me a break. He had no fucking coaching experience. He had no pedigree to lead that team last year. You had a fucking second-year quarterback in Baker Mayfield who simply was subjected to that garbage all last season. Like, I don't get people why right away they'll jump onto the hype without actually analyzing the situation. And that's simply like, you'll see it all over Twitter. People will overanalyze shit sometimes, but then at other times they just don't look into it at all. I don't get it. Like, make up your fucking mind. You want to overanalyze something? You want to say, oh, Chris Godwin loses value when Antonio Brown comes? You want to overanalyze that? do you want to underanalyze the fact that Cleveland Brown was hot dog shit last year in terms of the coaching, and Baker Mayfield's still going into his second season last year. Like people, again, like I probably just sound like I'm spewing a bunch of like emotion right now, but it just pisses me off that people are so delusional.
Yeah,
Like-
it's unreal. Like I don't understand it at all. Like, and then there's gonna be people who on Twitter who are going to suck off. What's his name? Joe Judge, the new Giants coach. What has he
God.
done? What has he done? I mean,
Sacks.
his speech was electric. I don't know if you watched that, but he was like going out. He was like, he sounded like a fucking drill instructor. But the only thing that's gonna get drilled is the Giants' ass because he's probably not a good coach. Okay, but at the end of the day, we don't have to talk about fucking bum-ass Gurley anymore. We're going to move back because we were talking about Desmond Trufant before going to Detroit. Now, Darius Slay, he said he wants the fuck out of there. He even tweeted out some shit like, thank you, Desmond Trufant, for coming. See you fucking later. Now it'll make my trade easier to get out of here. Take the nearest plane into some building. I have no idea where he's going to go. But Darius Slay, what do you think about him? Anyone?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I think he's a really good corner, right? And I think he's going to end up landing on like the Eagles, and he's going to make them feel a little bit less, I guess, sorry about not re-signing Malcolm Jenkins. I still think they're going to draft guys, so either way, I think that's kind of the route they're going to take. But I really like Slay as a cornerback. I don't really get, well, I mean, outside of the fact that they're going to start throwing away, all their talent, which kind of sucks for Patricia. I think the GM and him are not in sync, so they're just going to start releasing as many guys as possible, fucking releasing, trading, all they're going to do. They're going to try and pull the Dolphins, and poor Patricia's just going to be waltzing out of there at the end of the fucking season. Feels bad.
I mean, right now they have the fucking Detroit Patriots. They have half the goddamn Patriots roster, and you're going to see Stafford in a couple of years just off himself, because I actually feel bad for that guy because he has the talent he's amazing talent, but he's just fucked because he's on the Lions. So
You guys ready for a laugh?
Sure.
I was in a group chat on Twitter with people that were trying to say that Teddy Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Matt Stafford, and I was cringing the whole time throughout because people were trying to say that Teddy Bridgewater is an above average quarterback, and I literally listed off like 23 or 24 guys that I like no debate would take above him, and then there were other guys that I would be like, okay, what about a guy like Jameis is in like the same tier? I would still take Jameis well above him. Like,
I would take fucking Ryan Fitzpatrick over him.
Ryan, I don't even think I mentioned Ryan Tannehill because I wasn't even thinking about it's just so weird to imagine him as the Titans quarterback. But yeah, like it's crazy that people are going to buy into the narrative right off the bat when in reality, what the fuck has Bridgewater ever done? Like he's a noodle arm fucking quarterback who has an ounce of a mobility, which by the way, he lost most of it when he fucking shredded his knee. And in general, like, oh, he fucking won a bunch of games with the Saints last year. First of all, it's the fucking Saints. Second of all, you got fucking Michael Thomas on the other side. You got Alvin Kamara as your running back, and you got a decent, fucking really good offensive line. First of all, I think he was last in the league in qualified yards per attempt. I mean, you guys could stat check that, but I think he averaged like 6.3 yards per attempt, and people are trying to say he did anything other than manage the fucking game. Like, are you kidding me? What football were you watching last year? He showed absolutely no talent. Like, I could fucking dump 6.3 yard passes to Michael Thomas.
At
Like,
least
give
they
me a
didn't
break.
they didn't fucking pay Taysom Hill, all right? Everyone on Twitter talking about Taysom Hill, 31-year-old god. He's garbage, okay? But he did
Yeah.
score more touchdowns than Odell, so fuck you, Odell. But something that I also thought was funny was that people are talking about Winston being a backup. Do you guys think Winston could be a backup anywhere?
Maybe the Steelers. I
Yeah,
can see him.
no,
Like,
that's interesting. I mean, I like him to the Chargers just because they're the only fucking team on the planet that needs a quarterback still.
I heard they want Tua. Oh, by the way, inside sources from Austin Eckler had a nice little workout today, 5 p.m. Pacific. We were just grilling him on the Q&A. So somebody brought up Tua Tagovailoa, and he literally said in the middle of the live, "Why do you think we're building up the right side of our offensive line?" Because Tua's left-handed, right? So when he said that, I'm like, oh my god, like like players on that team are thinking of it, and he obviously he's gonna back up Tyrod. He's gonna be like, oh, but even if we don't draft the guy, you know what? We got all the faith in Tyrod. Yeah. Like that's player talk. Let's be honest here. You don't want to fucking throw your teammate under the bus, but man, like the fact that like he brought that up, like. And he didn't even like remotely need to. Like you could have just said, "Oh yeah, he's a good player, whatever." We definitely I've had my eyes on him. No, he literally said, "Oh yeah, we brought in like Brian Bulaga, we brought in Trey Turner. Like, those are both right side of the line." Like I could definitely see the Chargers trying to make a trade up for Tua. So
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fact
see
that you
what
even
happens.
pronounced his last name correctly is honestly amazing.
Tagovailoa. I'm just gonna say this because I want it out in the space so that when I'm right, it's will just be known to the world. You know, the few people that watch this, we all love you. Your support is God tier, by the way. Quick shout out. There's a slight chance they're gonna take Herbert. I mean, the Dolphins may just do it because
I think the Dolphins will.
he wasn't great with Tua. I don't get it. It's just this eerie feeling as a Dolphins fan that they're going to say, fuck you, Tyler. Fuck you, Nick. We're just going to do whatever the fuck we want. And they may take Herbert. And you're shaking your head, but I just feel it as a Dolphins fan. They're going to do this shit to us.
No,
And
they
I'm
are
not-
going to do it, and I don't like it.
But
See,
they're going to do it.
The
They're-
problem isn't with Herbert specifically. It's just the fact that Tua is just easily the better prospect. Like, I like Herbert. He's a top 4 quarterback for me. Like, I think he's got potential. But the fact is, Tua's there for you. You have to be able to at least trade up to take him. He's a franchise quarterback. He's proven it. Like, he took Alabama from a complete defensive and run-first team and completely opened up that offense. He fucking made Jalen Hurts, who's a fucking top 70 player in this draft, transfer out because he was so good.
Yeah, people have been talking about Tua for years, and you're going to fucking throw it all away for fucking Justin Herbert? You goddamn idiots, Miami. Do not do this. Draft Tua, trade up, trade the farm, trade everyone, cut off someone's leg, and send it to him. I don't give a fuck. You need to get Tua.
Injury-free Tua is better than Burrow.
It's honestly a debate for me. I think
I'm not.
I think I want.
Straight.
It's close for me, but I think I've been battling back and forth, but I don't know. Like that would have to be like at the end of the day, he does have those injury concerns, so it makes my life easier at ranking him too. But if he's fully healthy, I honestly would have a terribly tough time being able to rank those two because those guys are they're gonna be studs. Like they're gonna be studs.
Yeah. Now, going back here to when I was talking about how the the Lions have signed every single Patriot player in the universe. Defensive lineman Danny Shelton goes from the Patriots to the Lions, 2 years, $8 million. Tyler, thoughts?
Oh, 1 sec. We forgot to mention where we think Darius Slay is going to go.
Oh, okay.
Eagles. I already said it. I stayed proud and loud. Bleacher Report just leaked that about 30 minutes before we started this. So
it pains me as a Cowboys fan to be able to hear that, but I mean, it makes so much sense because at the end of the day, people are going to look at, okay, Darius Slay, he is a fantastic corner, first of all, former All-Pro, former Pro Bowler. I mean, like, you get the gist. He's just a fucking good corner. Like, I don't need to explain his accolades to you. He's just a good corner. And he's making $12 million a year. So, I mean, like, you look at Byron Jones just got 16.5. James Bradbury just got 15. So, a corner of that level signed for 2 more years at $12 million, that's a good contract right off the bat. And, like, with all the hostility that's happened in Detroit, you should be able to get him for decently cheap. So I want to see like what his compensation is going to end up being. But I mean, it's a good contract. You got a good player. And it's a glaring need. Like as a Cowboys fan, it pains me to say, but like that would be a perfect fit for him.
Yeah. Honestly, if he could go to the Cowboys, that would be great for them. Especially
I'd be
Jones.
hyped, but
Danny
I just want
to be spoiled. But
I want to see how the comp because my number one goal right now is to be able to get the comp picks. I just want to see like how like the salary. I'm not exactly sure. I just know like there's like a certain salary percentage. Like if you lose a free agent and you replace him, like it has to be a certain like percentage less to be able to receive the comp pick for the guy that you gave up. So like if I'm like for example, like people are saying, oh, like if you sign like Jadeveon Clowney and you give up the comp pick, or if you sign like Everson Griffin for like $8 to $10 million a year and get a 3rd round comp pick, like I would rather get the Everson Griffin in the 3rd because like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
It's just like the nuance, the fine nuances like that. Like I've really got to examine. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna pretend like I know like all the numbers regarding that. I see it on Twitter. I know like a general basis of it, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on that. So
okay, we can move back onto Danny Shelton here, though. What are you guys thinking about him?
The Shelton's 3rd team. This is where you got to remember he started with Cleveland, was traded for a 3rd round pick. Last year? Now he's going off to
the Lions.
The Lions. So he's only 26. So unlike the Trufant debate where I'm like, why the hell is a guy going there to die? He's 26. So maybe he's gonna try and you sit here with this 2-year deal, maybe feel it out a bit. age himself, and then go to a team. I don't know. It's another situation. Like, why the hell are the Lions trying to get these kind of guys? I don't really get it.
It makes sense to me personally because I just think with Patricia, they're going to try to run a scheme similar to the Patriots. And like, what have the Patriots run? Basically, they run mostly hybrid fronts, and they've always had like one really good run stuffer. The Lions just lost Snacks Harrison to free agency. I feel like Danny Shelton's a cheaper version of Snacks Harrison. So I mean, like, I like the fit. I mean, he's 26 years old. He's still got youth. He's signed him for $4 million a year. I mean, that's a decent price for him.
I just feel like, sorry, real quick.
No, go for it.
The Lions GM is just like their office is giving up almost on building this team, and you got Patricia just begging for players. It just feels a little sad, you know.
Well, I mean, Patricia's fucking gone at the end of the year.
He's
Probably
gone.
He's a sad man. Anything else on this guy, or can we move on here?
Nothing really. I mean, just solid run stuffer at a good price.
Mm-hmm. All right, next guy here, cornerback Brian Poole to the New York Football Jets. Actually, he didn't even move. He just re-signed 1 year, $5 million. You guys got anything on Poole?
Gator. University of Florida, Brian Poole. Love to see it. I mean, their secondary wasn't great this past year. I don't really think them re-signing him is actually, beneficial for them, but good for them. $5 million. Good for him. He's gonna be able to pay pay off the baby mama, whatever he's got going for his
Jesus
life.
Christ.
I know I'm awful. Quick
tough.
shout out. He is from my hometown, Bradenton, Florida. So that's
Really?
great. So yeah, I definitely had a personal relationship with him.
What's your high school, hey?
I don't even think he went to our high school. I think he went to like Manatee. You remember? No, he went to Southeast, dude. That's fucking cool. All right.
Was he the guy just like chilling with like a hoodie on? Like he was like 3 years out of high school, like hanging out with the seniors?
Dude, he was 15 minutes away from my house. Fuck. Dude, I should have harassed him more. Damn. Now I'm going to harass him on Twitter. They don't even respond. Fucking sad.
He's a decent player. I mean, he kind of goes under the radar, but I mean, $5 million, decent slot corner. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, the Jets have so many needs. Being able to bring him back, like to at least sort of take the pressure off of them drafting secondary heavy in the draft. I mean, the Jets talent-wise may be the worst team in the fucking NFL. Like they got Sammy Darnold and they got fucking nothing.
It's so funny, so funny. The Jets wanted so many people. They were like, "Oh, we need to get Stephon Diggs," and then Stephon Diggs, he's not fucking coming.
Jack Conklin.
It's so funny. I hate Jets fans. Like, it's funny how they think that they're good. Like, it's actually hilarious. Like, I retweeted this on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me. But it was like the fucking Dolphins have worse odds than the Jets to win the fucking AFC East.
The Pats have better odds than the Bills to win it.
That makes no sense.
Start betting. If you're not a bettor, get on that shit because
give me that plus 200 for Buffalo to win that division any day of the fucking week.
It's so agitating, man. Fuck the Jets in every asset.
I'm just worried that Andy Dalton goes to the Patriots and just goes like 13-3 or something.
He'll find a way. It's just like in Madden how like Jacoby Brissett always farts his way onto the Patriots and wins MVP.
Imagine Jacoby goes back to the Patriots. That'd be some funny shit. A redemption story for Jacoby B. All right, we're going to move on here to the next man here. Defensive lineman Mike Purcell of the Broncos gets a second-round chicken tendy. He's not going anywhere. Max the Animal will not kill himself because one man already left him, but Purcell may stay there. Now, I read on the Twitterverse that this guy is very good. I'm not a big defensive guy. Is he good?
Well, he's the number one ranked interior defensive lineman last year. I mean, he's just a solid run stuffer. I mean, he's a guy that I really wanted Dallas to target, but I mean, as a second-round tender, you're just simply not taking him from the Broncos. So, I mean, it was a good re-signing for them. It was a good tender placement because he's simply just a valuable player on that defense. I mean, I think, again, like I've said it time and time again, I think the Broncos have the talent to really make a push next year. Mm-hmm. I mean, you take a guy like Ruggs, for example, at 15. You really have like another dynamic piece on the offense. Again, they added Pat Shurmur, who's going to be able to rebuild that offense. While you sign back Mike Purcell on the second-round tender, you have other defensive talent like Von Miller and Bradley Chubb off the edge. I mean, they got the defense in place. Now they got Pat Shurmur to be able to really excel that passing offense and surround True Lock with the pieces he needs. I just think that's a team that's going so under the radar Yeah, I would be shocked if they don't finish second in that division next year. So
I mean, that division is pretty easy besides the Chiefs, though.
yeah, I mean, you got the Chiefs. I mean, the Chargers, depending on what they do with the quarterback position, who knows? And then
Tyrod Taylor.
the Raiders are just the Raiders. Like, they'll find a way to fucking miss the playoffs. Like last year, at like the halfway point, people were like, "Oh, the Raiders are going to make the playoffs." They were like 5-3 or 4-4. Like, "Oh, they're Mike Mayock, John Gruden. Like, good job." And then they fucking finished like 6-10 or 7-9, like always, and just
It's so funny because a lot of people actually hate Shermer because of how garbage of a coach he was for the Giants, but he's
a good
not
OC.
a head coach. He's a good OC, exactly.
He's a good OC. I mean, like I was looking at the analytics of it. I'm pretty sure like Pat Shermer led offenses throw at a 65% clip, and like you're like, by the way, buy Cortland Sutton stocks right off the bat, because I mean he's going at the end of the early fourth round in dynasty drafts. I'd be surprised because he finished wide receiver 19 last year. I'd be surprised if he finishes outside the top 12 this year simply because of volume and simply because of the quarterback changed to Drew Lock. Because let's be honest, what the fuck is Joe Flacco really gonna do for you?
Yeah, Joe Flacco's elite. Don't yell at him, okay?
Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl god. That was crazy that year. He was unbelievable, and the fucking lights shut off during that game.
I remember that. And then the Niners like made like a huge ass comeback.
Yeah, Roger Goodell
Colin
flipped the
Kaepernick.
switch. Roger Goodell flipped the switch right on their ass, just like he flipped the switch on Kaepernick's career. No, I'm just kidding. But people will think that.
Why? Yes, he did.
People will think that. Now, you can go.
I just love how we're talking about some nose tackle on the Broncos, like a good run stuffer, and I segue right into the Broncos offense. Like, I don't know how that happened, but let's just roll with it.
It's because you just started thinking about how huge horsecock Drew Lock's dick is. That's what you just.
Bro,
went to
he's
your mind.
rapping on the sideline. Like, what other quarterback does that?
Baker, maybe.
Yeah.
Baker's actually filming commercials on the sideline because he's better at that than playing football.
If y'all get this reference, he's a backwards hack kind of guy.
Oh, yeah.
Colin Coward.
Dude, who's that guy on Twitter that does the Colin Coward voice? Joey
Oh,
something?
Joey Molinaro,
funny.
bro. That guy's hilarious. He did an impression of fucking Nick Saban and Ed Orgeron on a fucking phone call, and it was like the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Shout out to that guy. No free shout outs, but shout out to that guy. So the next guy here on our
Baby.
list, we got line biker Leonard Floyd. Goes from the Bears to the Rams on a 1-year deal for $10 million, which is potentially $13 million. Danny looks a bit sad or confused. What are your thoughts here?
That is just like a complete overpayment, but I wouldn't like. I'm not surprised because I mean, you got the Rams just absolutely fucking chucking dollars out here like they're at a strip club. Let's be honest here. I mean, they're paying a fucking overrated, like underperforming linebacker who fucking did nothing on the Bears since he got drafted. Realistically, here, like he's got like people have always said, oh yeah, he's got good potential. Like he's a nice fucking edge rusher with good length. But he's never done anything with it. That's how you fucking trick yourself. So you're gonna pay him up to $13 million a year to what? Give you like 4 or 5 sacks and like no edge presence whatsoever. Like I get like sacks. Like I've been the biggest proponent. Don't look at sacks to look at production. Like people are gonna say, oh, DeMarcus Lawrence had 4 sacks last year. He was a fantastic edge rusher. Leonard Floyd does fucking nothing for you, and you're paying him $10 to $13 million a year. Look, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Tyler? Because really, this makes no sense to me.
He's not a good coverage linebacker, at least in my opinion. And you put up 3 sacks. So if you're trying to play the I'm going to get you and blitz on a passing play, then you're not really providing that much of effect either. I mean, I think he has 18 sacks in 4 seasons. So nothing.
And he was like when he was coming out in the draft, basically, he was looked at as like a great potential edge rusher in the NFL, like a great 3-4 edge rusher. And he has not done anything since he came to the league. Yeah, people will always give him chances because he's 6'4", 260 pounds, and has good length. Because people always overrate. Like,
I mean, he's an SEC defensive player, so like he'll get chances until he's buried into a grave. He went to Georgia, so you already know he fucking sucks balls. Go Gators. No, but I don't really get it. He had 3 sacks. He had 3 sacks this year, so nothing screaming in that. And you sign him for what 1 for $10 million. I mean, what are the Rams?
Up to 13.
Where do they get money?
That's what I was gonna ask. Where the fuck is their money coming from?
They're selling parts of the Coliseum. They're selling parts out to just random people and are like, give me $10 million so I can sign Leonard.
No,
The owner's definitely sending some dick pics, like guaranteed.
No,
you know,
they're
Les
literally-
needs just fucking taking a nice little screenshot right there.
They're legitimately selling Brandon Cook's health for money, I think, because that buddy's like dies every single year he's on the field. I
He's
don't
dead.
understand where they get this money from. They literally pay. They have like 3 tight ends that are getting paid a zillion fucking dollars. It makes no sense. They have 3 wide receivers getting paid so much money. Goff is getting the fucking house. So is Gurley. It makes
Jalen Ramsey,
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey.
Aaron Donald.
How do they have money for all these guys? Doesn't even make any sense.
They didn't. Did they even make the playoffs last year? I hate to
No,
ask.
No,
they
they
went
didn't.
9-7.
So they fucking went after Ramsey. Oh my god.
Bro, they got eliminated from the playoffs. I still
Oh.
remember this. This was the week they played Dallas. We absolutely pumped them 44-21, and that was the fantasy semifinal. And I had Todd Gurley starting, and this guy scored a garbage time touchdown and a 2-point conversion that won me the week, and I won by 0.12, and I ended up winning the championship after winning the semifinal by 0.12. So like, just a little shout out to me, but Todd Gurley garbage time points will always get you the dub.
Yeah, it's like Blake Bortles. Shout out to the Rams. Blake Bortles should be the starting quarterback of the Chargers also. Shout out to him.
God.
We've been talking about the depression of fucking teams like the Bears, but God, if you're a fucking Rams fan, you're sitting here like thinking you have a chance. I just feel bad. Like someone's got to put you down. Like this is disgusting.
No, they'll be fine though. Like
No,
Sean
but-
McVay's a good coach.
Would you be shocked if they finished last in the division this year, though?
No, I would
That's what I
not.
mean. The
Because
Cardinals,
Seattle's-
the Seahawks, and the 49ers.
Seattle has the worst team out of all of them, and they'll still finish like second.
Because
Like,
Russell Wilson's God.
He's God.
Yeah.
He is God. He's the in my
Second best
deepest
quarterback in the league.
opinion, he's the second best quarterback in the
Easily.
league, by
Easily.
far.
Easily.
And that's only because Mahomes has great hair and he's not
rocket arm.
he's not a man, he's a god. So that's the only reason.
Yeah, no, the 49ers are going to have a Super Bowl hangover the last fucking years. Jimmy Garoppolo is a bum, okay? No one realizes this.
But he
The
fucked
dude-
a porn star.
He did, but he also fucked the 49ers' chances of winning a goddamn Super Bowl. He does both, you know?
There you
Nailing
go.
porn stars and nailing your team in the ass. I don't know how anyone likes Jimmy Garoppolo, if I'm being
Bro,
honest with you. I don't know
But
how
imagine
anyone...
imagine if he had Nick Foles' Smeat. Like, this guy would be piping every fucking girl you imaginable. Let's be honest
Yeah,
here.
honestly, the dude is sexy as fuck, but he is not a good football player, all right?
I'm gonna say this because I feel like it's a great comp for like the 7 people in this large audience that actually like gives a fuck about baseball. Kevin Kiermaier, what a comp, because he's hot, but he sucks at fucking everything, and the hotness kind of distracts you. Don't let it distract you. Don't fucking buy into Jimmy G's fucking garbage.
Go Red Sox.
Ew,
Shout out
fuck
Mookie
you,
Betts.
Danny. You're
Fuck
fucking
you.
Canada. You're in fucking Canada. You don't even support your Canadian team.
Fuck, eh?
God, what a fucking
Fuck.
joke.
Fucking
talking,
A-Bud.
talking about fucking bums, let's pivot here to Eli Apple going from the Saints to the fucking Las Vegas Raiders. Buddy is
God.
a sieve.
Eli Apple is a cancer to society and to NFL teams. They confuse the fuck out of me because they'll say that they're just trying to pivot for like good team guys by fucking bringing in Witten, and then the next day they're like, fuck that, fuck all of that. Let's bring in the most cancerous cornerback in the league by fucking bringing in Eli Apple. Gordon's so no one understands this coach.
I got the perfect analogy for Eli Apple. So you guys go to have you guys been to the fucking strip club?
No,
Right?
because
No.
I'm
Oh,
a
you,
good
you guys are
wholesome boy.
you're underage, but fuck.
No, fucking
It's like when you go to the strip club and you're just like chilling there watching the fucking you're by the pools and like
bartender.
the stripper will come up to you. It's like, oh yeah, you want to go to the private room, right? Whatever, right? And you'll say no, and that same stripper will come up to you like 3-4 times throughout the night, and by like the last time you're like, oh my god, I feel bad. Fucking let's just get it. Eli Apple's just like that one bouncing around the NFL. It's like, oh, I don't want you, but like you keep coming back, I may as well just give you the shot. Like that's literally Eli Apple here because he's fucking got drafted in the first round by the fucking Giants. Sucked ass there. He goes to the Saints, gets absolutely torched first game by fucking Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. Sucked ass there. And then now, what the fuck is he gonna do on the Raiders here? Let's be honest here. He's shown he's garbage. Like, but he keeps getting the chance because he's putting himself out there. You gotta respect the grind.
But Buddy gets smoked like a fucking 15-year-old high school kid smoking through a real apple. Like he's fucking garbage. He's literally is so bad.
He's a 40-year-old man at a bar who just recently got divorced, and he's just trying to, find some form of fucking love. So he just keeps putting himself out there. This guy's a joke. I love him though because I love that he can destroy a locker room. I think that's fun. That makes stories for us. We have fun with that. We can roll with that.
Eli Apple's like the kind of guy who slides into a girl's DMs. Like he's shot, like he hit the moon. Like he nailed like Summer Rae. He got picked in the first round, and then now he's like nailing 300-pound chicks on Instagram. Like that's what he's up to now. He's
Bro,
like,
Right, Danny, your turn.
He's like just he's fucking bleeding, just swiping right on Tinder right now.
he has one of those automatic machines that swipes that shit for him. He doesn't even fuck around and do it.
It's like Quagmire from that Family Guy episode.
All right, now back to football. Anything else on garbage ass Eli Apple?
Nah, fuck that guy.
Okay, fuck Eli Apple. Next guy here, Sean Davis, safety, goes from the Steelers to the Washington Redskins. 1 year, $5 million. Any thoughts on this guy?
The fucking Redskins. I have
That's a
nothing. I'm
thought.
so sorry. I definitely built into that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we could throw together something. He was with the Steelers, right? So that makes him relevant. Their secondary was really good. Maybe he can bring something to the Redskins that no one else has been able to do to that poor defense. It's kind of a joke. Just kidding. Their defense is probably the only light kind of shine spot for them.
If you want to call it that.
If you want to, if
Their front seven specifically, because Josh Norman got cooked on the fucking grill last year.
that's kind of true. I mean, they're just. I
Oh,
feel
shout
bad
out to
for
Josh
Redskins
Norman,
fans.
by the way.
Let's just
Fuck
keep
that
playing.
guy.
Let's keep playing this game of long laundry list of fan bases we feel really bad for, and talk about the Redskins now.
Shout out Jake if you see this, the Skins fan.
Oh, poor guy. Find a new team. The Ravens are right there. Just give up on yourself. Burn the jerseys. Go cheer for the Ravens. No one would feel bad for you. No one would roast you either.
Oh, shout out fucking Darius Geist. Shout out.
Oh God, yo, my friend played him in Madden, and my friend used the fucking Redskins just to like honor him, and fucking Darius Geist like, nah, fuck that. Picks like the Chiefs and absolutely kills my friend. Like,
I thought you were gonna say he went to run with Darius Geist, and in the
Oh,
game
yeah, me
Darius
too.
Geist got hurt. But he's a bum.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but like, imagine matching up with an NFL player on like a shitty fucking franchise, and they're using like a different team to match up with you.
That's so funny. He picks the fucking Chiefs or something. That's
Pick
so
the
funny.
Chiefs. He literally did.
It's 1:30 in the morning. We have made there's zero content to this. So if you're still watching, we love you so much.
Hey,
All right, now
putting up the
let's talk-
quality.
We're going to talk some real football here. A real football player. I know we
Right.
talked about him earlier a bit. Cornerback Chris Harris goes from the Broncos to the LA Superchargers.
Nick,
Amazing
if your editing skills can put in a picture of Lucas crying right now, you should definitely throw that in.
If
Because
you
I
think
feel
I'm
really
editing
bad.
this, you're fucking wrong, bud.
Not a fucking chance. Get out of here.
That's all right. I just feel bad for my boy Lucas. I don't know. I don't really get
Bad for
it. Chris Harris is a really, really good cornerback. I think this really helps the Chargers.
Great price.
Broncos wise, dude, what a dick though, going in the division to another team. My God.
Buddy's just laying the schmeat on the line. He's like, fuck you, man.
Oh,
I'm just
fuck
gonna
you.
fucking pull my meat out and fucking stop me.
He must fucking hate Drew Lock or something. He's like, Drew Lock, your ass is mine, bud.
Hey, I'm the real horse cock.
Dude, he joins a really good secondary though. Dude.
Oh,
the Chargers
that's the
are
best
banged.
secondary in the NFL by far. You
Oh,
got Desmond King. You got Casey Hayward. You got fucking Chris Harris who just signed. And that safety, you got Derwin James and Nasir Adderley. Are you kidding me? Who's throwing the ball against them?
Their secondary is so clean. I mean, that'll be good for them. I love the move for the Chargers. I mean, they've just added to what was already an elite secondary, and they added it, and they're like, we're the number
Top 10
one.
corner.
We're number one in the fucking league. Fuck everyone else, dude. What a ballsy move for Chris Harris though to go.
I
in.
like it.
He's
I
gonna
love
get
it.
booed so hard.
When I heard that contract and the fact that Dallas, like, whether they offered that a similar contract to that or not, but 2 years, $20 million for an All-Pro corner, like, that's just a value. That's just a value flat out. Like, plain and simple, he's a lockdown guy. He's gonna be one of three of their top 10 corners in the whole NFL. Like, Desmond King doesn't get hyped up, but he may be the best pure slot corner in the NFL. And Casey Hayward, I mean, you've seen what he's done over the years. Ever since coming from the Packers, he just absolutely locked it down for the Chargers. You got two fantastic young safeties. Like I said it before, I genuinely don't see how a team's going to be able to throw the ball on them. Because then you got the edge rush too. You got fucking Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. Like, what are you going to do against them?
Well, let's understand like what they're the Chargers. They're like, okay, we have the Chiefs in our division. We're gonna need even with how elite their cornerbacking crew already was and their whole secondary already was, they're like, fuck that. We want to make sure the Chiefs can't do shit against us. They slapped down, Chris Harris. I mean, I love this move for them.
I mean, you need a good fucking defense if your quarterback's going to be Tyrod Taylor, okay?
Amen,
Justin
brother.
Herbert. Oh, no, according to Eckler, Tua Tagovailoa.
No, it's going to be Jameis. Let's go Jameis.
I mean, if Jameis signed there, that'd be a decent fit because let's be honest here. Even if fucking Jameis turns the ball over, you got the defense turning it right back over.
Exactly. I love that move, honestly. That is so good for the goddamn Chargers. But for the
Fucking
Broncos,
alpha.
man, you got to kill yourself if you're a Broncos fan at this point. They
Rip
have
them.
screwed you over.
Dude, rip him hard. I feel
Honestly.
bad for Broncos fans, but I also don't because their offense is going to be really good next year.
Fucking animals just like whistling his fucking mustache right now just thinking about it. Whatever the fuck you call it. What do you call it when they do this in the fucking movies?
I don't even
fucking know.
fucking know.
I don't know what the
Whatever.
fuck that is, but whatever. We'll just roll with it.
All right, next guy on the list here, we got offensive line man Xavier Su'a-Filo. Was that wrong? Does that not what he plays?
He's fucking shit.
He is? Okay. He got
He's
paid
garbage.
2 years, $10 million to go from the Cowboys to the Bengals.
Oh, I watched every single game of his in the last 2 years. Let me tell you, that guy's fucking feet are made of lead. He's fucking garbage.
Does the man spread like the Red Sea or something?
Buddy, people think that a lineman's making a good block because he's able to catch a fucking defensive lineman. That's all fucking Su'a-Filo did. And Cowboys were just like, oh, replace Connor Williams with them. He fucking can catch a defensive tackle. Like, buddy, his feet were fucking awful. Literally made of fucking lead. People think he was powerful, but at the end of the day, when you're catching someone, it's literally no fucking power at all. Oh, I can catch him. Big fucking deal. Generated no push in the run game. Was an awful pass protector. He's signing for $3.3 million annually on a 3-year fucking contract. Good luck with that. That's why fucking Cincinnati's a poverty fucking franchise.
Good luck with that, Joey Burrow. Good luck with that, bud.
Joe Mixon, man.
Impersonating. Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm just fucking thinking about it. It's just making me sick.
Oh my god. I love the Bengals, by the way. Their weak ass attempts at trying to make themselves better is just a fucking joke. It's so funny.
Like,
Dude,
I get if you want to sign the guy on a fucking 1 year, 2.5, whatever, but giving him 3 years, $10 million, like you may as well just give me $10 million. I'll fucking do a better job on the line.
I'll put my ass out there just for fucking fun.
Fuck, man. Let's fucking lock it up.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly. You don't know who can't lock it up, though. Fucking Philo. He can't lock anyone up. So, next guy on the agenda here is linebacker Landon Roberts going from the New England Patriots straight to the best team in the AFC East, the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, by far best team in the East, and they're going to add themselves a linebacker too. I mean, this team's Super Bowl bound. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now because no one else will. Super Bowl bound Dolphins. They're elite, best defense in the league, best secondary. Fuck the Chargers. I mean, this team's incredible. Period.
I mean, they have the best running back, Kalen Ballage, as well.
Jordan Howard.
Gold to
Shout out.
Kalen Ballage real quick.
2 year, $10 million deal for the boy Jordan. I mean, okay, if you were to just guess from the side how old you thought Jordan Howard was, you would think, okay, whatever, like, 28, 29? But he's 25 years old.
25 shit.
Like, it doesn't make sense because you just look at him. He looks like a fucking old man, runs like a fucking old man. Like, I don't get it. He's literally fucking Frank Gore at 25.
I get why they got him, though. I mean, like, then they could just draft a running back later instead of having to, like, go, like, draft JT in, like, the first round or something.
I still love Swift there, man. I still think that's such a perfect fit.
But
But, I mean,
Tua's gonna die the first day he steps in that system. They
You
want to have offensive
you
line.
guys signed a couple linemen. You guys signed Eric. Eric Flowers, like, people are going to hate on Eric Flowers because of how bad he was as a tackle, but he was not a terrible guard at all.
It wasn't.
I mean, he
mean,
was
like-
probably just tired of being on the fucking Giants.
Fuck, man. I would be too. He's getting peppered by fucking DeMarcus Lawrence off the edge every play. Like, I'd fucking quit on my team as well.
I know. He was like, buddy, Eli, fucking retire already. Come on.
But he's too busy throwing checkdowns to fucking Barkley 9 times a game.
I know. He must have been pissed. Now, next guy on the list here, unless you guys want to talk about Eldon Roberts anymore or a Landon Roberts.
Whatever.
Fuck him.
Versatile linebacker, fullback. Like, that's all you really need to know. But he got a couple dives up the middle for the Patriots. So
Okay. Next guy here, I think, did we already talk about Whitworth or no?
We have not,
No.
and I'm
No,
excited.
Old
we
man.
have not. Old man Andrew Whitworth, offensive tackle, re-signs with the Rams, 3 years. Didn't come out with how much money he made yet, unless I missed it.
that's the key word you just said. 3 years. Buddy's like 38 right now. Like, I get it. You want to bring him back on like a 1 or 2 year deal. Okay, you bring him back short term. But 3 years, you're committed to the guy till he's over 40 years old. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously you need your lineman, and I get that because the Rams' offensive line was one of the worst fucking atrocities I've ever seen. Trust me, I was a Gurley owner for a bit. It's awful. It's plain dog shit since they lost Roger Saffold to the Titans. But, I mean, at the end of the day, like, Whitford's a fantastic tackle. I'm not discriminating the player at all. I'm not saying he's a bad player whatsoever. But he's so old, and you're committing to him for 3 years. Like, I got to see the details of the deal because surely it's a front-loaded contract with all the guaranteed money in the first 1 or 2 years.
Mhm.
But, like, man, 3 years just seems like a stretch.
It does. If he really is 38, if he's that old, I mean, the dude looks like Mr. fucking clean when he takes his helmet off. But he's honestly not that. He's pretty good, but I don't know why the Rams would give him that long of a contract. Like you
It
said,
doesn't make sense.
This guy's 59 years old. Okay, he's gonna be 62 by the end of his career. It's a fucking joke. No, I mean, respect to him, I guess, but like, I don't get them. I don't get 3 years. I mean, I swear to fuck, I think he was going to retire this year. I thought he had put somewhere out there that this was.
He's hinted at it the last 3 years.
What was that?
He's hinted at retirement for the
Yeah.
last 3 years.
Fucking facts. And like, he was, I swear to hell, somewhere there was a report that he was going to retire at the end of this year. And then 3 years, slap it on, dude. I swear he's going to retire after year one. He's going to pimp away with all that money because he'll somehow negotiate the contract where it's all guaranteed. He's going to fuck over the what is it?
I got to see this
Ranch.
now. Again, we were mentioning earlier, how the fuck do they have money to sign everyone?
No one gets it. I don't get it at all.
yeah, his contract I don't think came out yet. Besides the 3 years thing, I don't think they said the money. At least Shefty didn't tweet out the money. But what the fuck? All right. Anyone else want to talk about
Nothing
Mr.
really.
Clean?
Old man, good player, fucking old as fuck.
Okay. Next guy here, Danny's man, cornerback Anthony Brown resigns with the Cowboys. 3 years, no cash yet. Who knows? What are your thoughts, Danny?
I mean, I like it. I think he's a versatile corner. I mean, out of the 3 corners that we're bringing back last year, between him, Cheeto, and Jordan Lewis, he definitely played by far the best out of them. Because, I mean, like, let's be honest here. Anybody that was going, like, opposite of Byron was going to look bad. But he looked the least bad. 3-year contract. I mean, you have to really protect yourself, like, so you don't have to draft for need, like, especially after losing Byron. And if you lost Byron and Anthony Brown, there's no way in hell you're not leaving the first round without a cornerback. So, I mean, I like it. You're protecting yourself. I mean, their secondary still got a ton of work to do, but he's a good player. 3-year contract. I got to see the details of it. But, I mean, if we're bringing him back, I think the details did get released. I think it was 15.5 over 3 years. So about just over $5 million per year. I think that's a decent price for him, especially with what he can bring to the table. So I like the deal.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, you got any thoughts on this?
He's a Cowboy, so he can go eat shit. Period. Next question.
Okay.
I love you.
Honestly, I think that the Cowboys made a good move here. If you said how much did you say was $5 million a year?
3 years at 15.5 total.
Oh, that's not bad then. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
good
a bad
move.
deal. I mean, he's a good player too. I mean, former 6th round pick. Shout out.
It's definitely a good deal. Like Danny said, I mean, they already lost Byron Jones. They couldn't lose both of them, and they did a good job wrapping them up. Remember, boys and girls, always wrap it up.
Yeah, don't be silly. Wrap your willy. That's what I always say. Next guy here.
Unless
on
you're a
the-
freak athlete.
Oh yeah, unless you're a freak athlete. Next guy here, we got Malcolm Leroy Jenkins, safety, Philly to the Saints, 5 years, $32 million. Tyler.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I love this. Good on the Saints by doing this. I think it's a good move for them. Malcolm Jenkins is still a really good safety. I think was he hurt? I think he was hurt part of this year, which made their secondary just
So fantastic.
fucking fall apart. But you know, I still think Malcolm Jenkins is good. I think it's dumb. I think it's fucking stupid on the Eagles.
I love it. Fuck the
Let him
Eagles.
go. Yeah, I know you're saying that, but like from like an outsider kind of perspective, why the fuck would they do this? They are dying on the secondary end, and they're just gonna let go of really like their captain. He was a defensive captain. Like, what do you fucking?
What I heard, I heard from sources on Twitter, apparently Malcolm Jenkins wasn't getting the guaranteed money that from the Saints or from the Eagles that he was from the Saints, and the Eagles just simply wouldn't come to terms with him.
How can they not do that?
So I think out of the $32 million, the Saints were guaranteeing him 16.5. I think the number was, and the Eagles just weren't willing to match that simply because he's an older safety.
You know, it'd be hilarious if the Cowboys sniped the Eagles and got Slay and just said, "Fuck you, your secondary is just going to be a nightmare for another year."
Just like how they sniped us on Dallas Goddard, literally a tight end that we needed, who's named after our fucking city. Yeah.
Dude, who announced that pick of the draft? Dude,
It was David Akers. He
David
trolls the Cowboys and then absolutely takes my guy. Like, I was devastated. Like, he's by far the most talented fucking tight end in that draft, in my opinion. And like that, obviously looking back on it, like Mark Andrews was in that draft too. Mark Andrews is a fantastic tight end. I still thought that Dallas Goedert was the most talented tight end in that draft. And like the fact that he's sitting behind Ertz for this whole time, like if he ever gets a chance to really showcase his skills, I think he's just so talented.
I mean, he will, because fucking Ertz is old as fuck.
Yeah, Ertz is a free agent after next season.
He's 30
Mhm.
currently.
So, about the deal with Malcolm Jenkins specifically, it just doesn't make sense from the Eagles' perspective because you have absolutely no secondary. From a Saints perspective, I mean, you got two versatile safeties now. I mean, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was a fourth-round pick last year, and he played absolutely fantastic. Versatile player, can cover in the slot, can play deep, has good range, and you're basically getting that with Malcolm Jenkins. So you're getting two versatile chess pieces on the back end of your defense. I really like it. I mean, especially too, like for Chauncey's development, especially. It's the perfect guy to learn under because it's a similar type of player. And they needed to replace Von Bell, who's like I actually want to see where Von Bell goes because I've really two guys that I've really looked at for Dallas have been Von Bell and Carl Joseph. So I want to see where those guys go because let's be honest here. We've talked about so many deals over the past 3 days, but there's so many good quality free agents that are left to sign. So we'll really see what happens down the cycle.
Mm-hmm. I honestly like this move for the Saints, obviously, but like you guys have said, what the fuck are the Eagles doing? How can you not give some guy that all the fans of the Eagles love, you let him go? First, you let off big dick Nick Foles, okay, who's better than Carson Wentz, and then a couple years later, you do this? Come on, do you want the Philly fans to fucking hate you? They threw batteries at Santa, now they're going to throw batteries at the fucking front office, all right? The Philly fans are a bunch of cocks, but Malcolm Jenkins did not deserve this treatment.
Not at all. I mean, as a Cowboys fan, he's one of like the only Eagles I really respected over the years, just simply because he's the type of guy who's gonna bring his fucking lunch pail to work. He's gonna be able to do all the jobs that you need him to do. Like there was literally points over the last 3 years where he was their best guy in coverage, like including their corners. Like he was the best pure man-to-man cover guy that they had in their entire secondary, which is saying a lot because he's a fucking safety. And he's your best cover guy. That just shows how pathetic your fucking secondary is. I'm not even going to go into bashing the Eagles right now because let's be honest here. If I go into bashing the Eagles, we'll take up a whole segment. But it just doesn't make sense, especially you get no real corner that's able to replace him. You don't sign Byron Jones. You haven't made a trade for Darius Slay yet. So where the hell do you think you can really lose out on your secondary?
They're idiots.
So,
yeah, it makes no fucking sense. I mean, I know people talk about Revis Island, how he was great. This is fucking Jenkins Island. There's no one there. It's 11 versus 1.
Yeah, literally.
All right, next guy here, we have Mr. Brandon Shell, offensive tackle, goes from the sorry-ass Jets to the Seattle Seahawks, 2 years, $11 million. An offensive tackle to add to the Seattle Seahawks. What are you guys thinking?
Quick stats. Only 2 penalties last year.
That's honestly amazing. How the fuck did he only get 2 penalties?
The Jets.
Yeah, 2 false starts. That's it. That's my only thing I'm bringing to the table.
It's because he ran away from fucking Sam Darnold. He was scared to get the mono, so he jumped off sides.
What a god, dude. What a god.
I mean, the way I view it at the end of the day, like I'm not going to pretend like I'm too familiar with the player. I mean, I know, okay, he was a lineman on the Jets last year. He's clearly good enough to warrant a decent contract. But I mean, 2 years, $11 million. Like, if you're the Jets and you have absolutely no offensive line whatsoever, like, what are you doing? Like, do you plan on because they already missed out on Conklin? Are you planning on drafting every fucking pick in the draft this year as offensive line?
They brought 2 guys in day 2.
Who'd they bring in?
They brought a tackle and a center. I'm
Conor McGregor's brother, Conor McGovern.
Oh yeah, Conor McGovern. Yeah. Decent interior guy from the Broncos.
And they got
he is the same namesake as Cowboys' 3rd-round pick last year, Conor McGovern. Didn't play a single year in his single game in his rookie year because he got hurt before the season started. So, yeah, that's weird. 2 interior offensive linemen in the NFL named Conor McGovern. What are the odds of that? So
insane, fucking insane, bud.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of guys named fucking Trash Can starting as quarterbacks in the NFL as well. So not the final guy here. But before we start going on to some predictions here, we got Rodney Gunther, Cardinals
Rodney
defensive
Gunther.
lineman, goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. 3 years. I mean, like the Jaguars, man. Like you traded everyone
Yeah.
away. I guess this fucking Gunter guy is gonna come in here and try to do everything. But
He's nothing like really like he's not gonna blow you away, but he's like again, like I've watched him over a couple of years. He's just a decent rotational interior defensive lineman here. I mean, you're not really like you're not gonna expect him to put up some crazy production for you. But I mean, if you're the Jaguars and you have no semblance of a defense at this point because you traded everyone away, like flat out, you lost both your corners and like Telvin Smith retired last year. Like, what do you have, Miles Jack and a fucking sandwich? So
Yeah.
I mean, Ronnie Gunner's a decent interior rotational pass rusher. So I mean, I don't mind the fit. I mean, 3 years, whatever, give him a chance to really break out. But it's nothing that's going to really change your defense.
Yeah, no,
So-
the move surprised me because I was almost certain the Cardinals didn't have any offensive linemen, but then they find
Defensive.
this guy.
defense.
Defensive line.
I'm sorry, I'm a fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
all good.
Yeah, their defense was just terrible last year. So yeah, no, this was a joke surprise for me. But no, I don't know. The Jags they need help everywhere, and cool, bring in a rotational defensive lineman. I mean,
It's whatever. It's like one of those moves. Like you're not going to give it an A or you're not going to get an F. It's just like okay,
you know,
you got a nice. It's a decent signing. Like he'll play his role, right? So I mean, there's no real way to overanalyze this, but yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we can move on here to the final part of the video where we talk some predictions. If you guys have enjoyed thus far, I forgot to fucking plug this. Click that goddamn subscribe button. Click on everyone's Twitter down below. The first prediction here I want from you guys is Jadeveon Clowney. Where does this man go? Anyone?
Yeah, here I'll jump on it. I don't really have a prediction, but I don't know. I feel like there's a few good teams that could use this. Originally, I had this like wet dream fantasy that he'd go to the Dolphins, but we've kind of locked up kind of how we're functioning our defensive line. I like the Giants. I think they could use some help on that end. I
Literally
think
what I
that'd
was
be a
going to
really
say.
good fit for the Giants. I don't really think that's a fit Clowney's looking for at all. I don't know. Clowney's a weird guy. I don't know where he's gonna want to go. I don't like him having control of anything. It's kind of
Wait,
scary.
doesn't he want $20 million or
Yeah.
something crazy?
Well, I booked it before free agency. I literally like made my prediction. I said the Giants are going to sign him 5 years, $95 million with 62.5 guaranteed. That was my prediction. I mean, if he's asking for 20, like I mean, a team like the Giants, fucking sorry snacks, but poverty fucking franchise.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can't say that because they have their 4 Super Bowls too since we won, whatever. Because you know, Snacks is gonna bash me on Twitter if he sees this, but fuck the Giants, fuck you.
Snacks has got a massive horse penis. We can't argue this.
You know I love you, buddy. Don't worry. I'm just fucking playing around. I'm fucking shooting the shit, but yeah, no. But on the real though, I think Clowney 5 years, 95 million, 62.5 guaranteed. I mean, ever since they lost Vernon, ever since they lost JPP, like the Giants have had no semblance of a pass rush. Don't even get me started on their linebacking coach. By the way, I'm not.
I kind of just he feels like a bag chaser. I feel like he's just chasing money. I don't even think he gives a fuck about like his legacy as a career. So, yeah, no, he'll probably go to the Giants and die. Love you, Snacks. But that's
hey, don't get all the fucking jokes about the Giants around you wrong. You're still my fucking boy. Like,
Shout out.
Yeah.
Okay.
shout out Snacks.
I would openly
Snacks.
blow you. I will go to New York right now, and I will openly blow you. Danny won't do shit for you. Period. Next question.
Okay, Nick, you're gonna edit that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna edit that out. He lives in New Jersey, so fuck, honestly. Get the hell out of here. Okay, so the final guy, 2 more guys left here to talk about. We got Melvin Gordon, the slowest man on earth, the guy who he loves Cabo as well. Will he get the money? Where's he going?
Fuck no.
No.
I really hope he doesn't get the money. I hope he turns into a guy that has to settle for like $2 million. No, fuck him.
This is where the Bucks are going.
Yeah, I would assume so as well. They need a running back bad. There's an off chance the Chiefs may do it, but I don't think Andy Reid's that big.
Not a chance.
Wait, why would the Buccaneers need him? They have Ronald Jones.
Fuck yeah, counselor. Yeah, no, my Damian Williams stonks are not taking a hit by some fucking Melvin Gordon signing there. So
I'm almost certain the counselor is going to have the biggest wet dream of his life when he realizes Bob O'Brien is going to go ahead and bring in himself some Melvin Gordon stonks, and it's going to be David Johnson and Melvin Gordon and they're both going to play quarterback and tight end, and they're going to run that offense. And Deshaun Watson's going to sit on the bench like a little bitch.
He's probably too busy rubbing fucking bald guy's head right there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Honestly, I wanted Melvin Gordon to go to Miami, but now at this point, I don't want it at all. I'd rather him just go to the Bucs.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, it makes the most sense from a Miami's perspective. You sign Jordan Howard to be, you know, a decent veteran tandem back, and you just draft a guy in, like, the second, third round. Like, you drafted J.K. Dobbins. You draft a guy like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You draft one of those guys to be able to tandem with Jordan Howard, because let's be honest here.
And that's why I like
he's not signed to be the feature back. He's signed to be, like, for example, what he did for Miles Sanders last year. He signed to be that thumper early in the season while Miles Sanders, while a young back, basically acclimates himself in the offense. Because let's be honest here, like, a lot of younger players, they need time to really get adjusted. So
Jordan Howard is still young. He's 25, but the buddy
which
has
is
no
ridiculous.
hands. He literally has no hands, so I don't know. They definitely need someone to catch the ball on that team. So the final guy to talk about here is old-ass man Emmanuel Sanders. I couldn't give less of a fuck where he goes. You guys.
I could. I know where he's going.
The Texans?
He's going to the Skins, baby.
Not a chance. He's going to be the wide receiver 3, slot receiver for your Dallas Cowboys.
Fuck you.
I'm telling you that right now. It makes way too much sense. We lost. Bob just wanted to give fucking Randall Cobb wide receiver 1 money over there. I don't know what the fuck was it. Like, Dallas was never going to match that idiotic fucking 3 years, $27 million for fucking Randall Cobb. You can have fun. Suck my ass. Let's be honest here.
That's hilarious, dude.
It makes way too much sense because you have Amari Cooper. You have Michael Gallup. Having a veteran fucking presence like Emmanuel Sanders to run your slot and be able to be just a sure-handed fucking – because let's be honest here. As much as I love Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper, they have their case of the drops. So being able to provide your young 26-year-old franchise quarterback with a nice little slot receiver like Emmanuel Sanders who just won't drop it, like, I love the fit. I mean, I've talked about it. I was talking about it with Bush today. Like, it just makes way too much sense. Because at his age right now, you don't want Emmanuel Sanders to be your 1B receiver. You don't want him to be your, like, high-usage 2 receiver. You want him to be that mismatched wide receiver 3 who's able to produce in a limited sense. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we signed him, like, $6 million. Like, a similar contract to what we gave Cobb last year, maybe a tiny bit more simply because Sanders is a better player. Like, it just makes too much sense from a fit perspective. And it just erases one of our needs right off the bat with a young cheap or an older cheap player.
Yeah, for sure. He has that veteran presence in the locker room. Yeah. Thank you, Emmanuel Sanders, for your service. But at the end of the day, he's just going to be like some okay wide receiver 2 or 3 on a team.
That's all we need him to be.
I know, but I know you're saying that he can't really be a wide receiver 2. I think he could be on some teams, but he's not like going to be high end. Like, if you think about Emmanuel Sanders, you probably think about Peyton Manning railing that man the ball, but he's not that guy anymore.
I got peppered. I want to quick say this. I got peppered when we made our free agent predictions, and I said him to the Redskins, and you guys were like, shut the fuck up, Tyler. You're a fucking joke. Get off the fucking podcast. You're a dick. No, I got peppered for that, and then now all this shit's breaking about him going to the Redskins. I feel proud of my prediction, and I'm sticking with it.
I can make you a bet right now on the pod or on the episode right now that he's not going to the Redskins.
I'll take it.
Like, it just makes no sense from his perspective because, like, for him last year, he wanted to be traded to a contender, which is why he got traded to the Niners. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't he want to be the wide receiver 3 on a contending team with the franchise quarterback?
Riverboat Ron, baby.
Yeah, he's gonna go with fucking Haskins, who they're not even sure about yet.
No, he's gonna go fucking get Cam Newton, his boy, and fucking Haskins gonna get kicked to the fucking curb because he's a garbage can.
Ron Rivera does not want Newton to do. That's why he went to Washington. He's like, I'm gonna escape.
Oh, my bad. They're gonna ship Kyle Allen over there, his boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait, shout out to Christian McCaffrey, who's about to get 1 million targets because Teddy Bridgewater can't see 3 feet in front of him.
Bro, fucking DJ Moore, too, man. This guy's literally going to play the Michael Thomas role in that offense.
I mean, if DJ Moore could score a fucking touchdown, I'd really appreciate that. Like, the guy scored, 2 touchdowns last year? It was embarrassing.
I mean, I saw the quick shout out on Twitter. I forget what his name was, but I mean, like, we could definitely find it later. But there was a thread going where basically Michael Luyu was following Mike Me Up. He was following, and I saw that he liked it. It was basically a thread of like wide receiver finishes and like determining like how touchdown dependent like receivers were. So basically, like, he erased all the touchdowns that receivers scored last year and was basing like their finishes solely on their yards, their catches, etc. And basically, he found out that DJ Moore would have finished as the wide receiver 6 on the year last year if you just took touchdowns out of the equation. So I mean,
I saw
especially
that
too,
as well.
so I mean, with 3 touchdowns, I mean, you look at it, Kyle Allen is just gonna fucking absolutely plummet everybody's stonks. Like, as bad as we think Teddy Bridgewater is, like, DJ Moore's stonks are going up simply because he has him over Kyle Allen. So I mean, like, 3 seems like on the really low end for him. Like, he doesn't seem like a Julio Jones case where he's gonna catch between 3 and 7 every year. Because I just think like he's, again, you can make the argument against Julio, but I just feel like he's a receiver who can make plays after the catch. I mean, no discredit to Julio again, but none whatsoever. But DJ Moore's just a running back when he catches the ball.
Yeah,
But
I mean, no discredit to Julio, but Calvin
none whatsoever. Oh, relax.
Yeah. No, I'm
But
just kidding.
just his usage in the offense, right? Like, he could really play the Michael Thomas role, and if he catches between 7 touchdowns last year, I really think he's gonna. Like, I have him as my wide receiver 6 in Dynasty simply because I love the fucking potential of this guy.
Yeah, I'm still. We're gonna go back to this. What the fuck? I still don't understand Teddy Bridgewater. Like, I really don't. Like, he literally.
I don't
played
understand the hype.
5 games in one of the best offenses in the NFL, and now they ship him to Carolina. How is he going to do anything?
I mean, there was another statistic I saw where, like, Teddy Bridgewater has had like 30 something starts, and in like 3 of the games he's thrown 2 or more touchdowns. It's like, I forget what the exact statistic again. Like, don't quote me on it. Like, I'm just kind of spewing some bullshit out because we're just making a fucking episode right now. But like, if that's the case, and that's just like, that's pathetic, flat out. Like, he's he's his role. He's a game manager who's gonna throw you 6.3 yards per attempt and like win games, and people are gonna fucking suck him off because he's winning games.
Yeah, shout out Jake Fromm, professional game manager.
God,
thank you guys all for
sick.
watching this video. If you ended up enjoying, please click that subscribe button down below. Click on everyone's Twitter down below. Click on Danny's CD Lamb article listed down below. If you guys want to read, we don't read over here. Fuck reading. Thank you all for watching.
Should make it an audio next time.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your day.